Welcome into the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast, episode 24. Yay! Woo. Okay, anyways, today I have Brendan, my senpai. Oh.
I will never notice you.
He's not really my senpai. I'm actually way older and upperclassman, whatever.
Yeah.
And my Nintendo Ninja, Lou.
How you doing, everyone?
They're doing
Gamers.
Fabulous. So they better be doing great. Actually, you know what? It's kind of been a slow week in news, so I'm not sure.
And a sad week in news. There's a
Other
lot
than
of bad
the whole
news.
Titanfall thing.
Yes.
Why are they feeling great?
I don't know about Titanfall.
Does anyone even play that?
What is this game? What is this
None-
game?
Is that some
None
sort
of our
indie?
listeners.
New indie game?
New indie game. Fuck that shit. Okay.
I think they mean Towerfall.
Yeah, that one, the PlayStation 4 game, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about.
Okay.
I hear it's a spiritual successor to Fez.
I have nothing. I have no comeback for that.
We have no words.
I'm left empty. So anything special worth mentioning before we get rolling? Huh? Mine would be that I'm taking midterms. Woo.
Just finished mine. Suck it.
You finished all of them?
Yeah.
Nice. I got one more tomorrow and a paper due, but that's it.
Oh, should I talk about Rome blog?
What? I don't know which. You don't have to whisper. You can talk on the
Should I talk-
podcast.
Should I talk about the Rome blog?
The Rome blog. What's the Rome blog?
I plan to take pictures of the historic monuments in Rome while I'm over there for a study abroad, and
Next
then
week.
and compare them to the their Assassin's Creed Brotherhood
Counterparts?
renditions. Yes.
Nice. That'll be exciting. So be on the lookout for that.
Interesting.
It's probably not going
Um,
to be very faithful.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna forget.
It's also like 600 years difference.
True.
A little different. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have anything interesting going on in my life. I'm
Okay,
gonna be.
Lou.
Your quality's dipping again. Sorry for anybody who's listening. We've been having issues with Lou's mic or connection dipping and stuff in and out. So hopefully it gets better in a second. Talk to us.
I don't want to talk to you.
Okay, it's better. All right.
Okay. As I was saying, nothing really new has gone on in my life. I have a competition tomorrow where as listeners know, I'm in law school. We have competitions, and it's our version of sport where we have to try and resolve disputes. And this links into video games because I'm handling specifically a divorce suit where the female's really rich, the wife's like super rich and super upper class, and the dude who works with $1 million law firm or something decides to quit to play video games 18 hours a day. So I have to try to figure out how to settle that. So if any of you guys play video games a lot and are getting divorced because of it, call me.
That'll be me someday.
I'll be your guy.
I mean, I love games. Maybe not as much as Courtney, but that's slightly irresponsible.
Hey, shut up.
All right, well, let me just describe this. I got some confidential facts today. So in the case where any of the other team is listening to this podcast, which they're not, and if this was a real case, I'd probably get kicked out of lawyering for it. But it turns out the reason the guy's doing it is because Microsoft is giving him like a $10 billion deal to develop an app, and he just doesn't want his wife to know.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it actually works out pretty well for him. He's like, yeah, I don't want anything in the divorce. Fuck that bitch. I just don't want her to know about my $10 billion deal.
Damn. Okay. So, with that, let's move into the news from nowhere.
News from nowhere.
All right. Lou, what's the first one?
The first one, Gone Home, is coming to consoles. Steve Gaynor, friend of Middle of Nowhere Gaming, and the Fulbright Company have announced that they will be partnering with the indie publisher Midnight City to bring Gone Home to home consoles sometime later this year. It will have trophies and achievements along with new features such as sharing on PS4.
Shout out to them.
This was inevitable.
There's no comment yet on release date or price point or any of that. as far as I know.
And they said there's no exact details on which consoles they were bringing it to. They were exploring all their options, which in all odds they're just going to bring it to all the current gen consoles. So,
Last gen?
I don't think they will. Honestly,
Prep gen.
I think they'll just bring it to current gen. I think they'll just bring it to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and possibly Wii U.
I think it matters how far out it is. If it's if it's a year down the line, then absolutely. If it's 2 months from now, then who knows?
I think it'll probably be this fall, maybe the end of the summer.
Right. Do you remember if it ran on Unity?
I don't know. I don't remember.
If so, you have that downloaded.
What?
Yeah, I forgot.
What?
I downloaded Unity.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was like, what? I don't understand. But I don't know. Yeah, but in the story it said that it will have trophies and achievements, and I was like, I wonder what consoles those are for.
3DS, right?
Well, yeah, 3DS and that PC thing. Dreamcast.
They might be throwing stamps in. That's the new Nintendo thing, kind of.
Wait, what? Are they starting something like that?
Well, they've kind of been doing it. They had, I don't know about Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I'm not far enough into it. However, for Super Mario 3D World and NES Remix, they've used stamps that you can use in the Miiverse posts.
Huh.
And they act like achievements, except they're not.
Except they're called stamps.
Which is loserish.
Who wants to collect stamps?
Who wants to pay 52 cents or whatever it is? I don't even know.
Forever stamps are probably the best investment you can make.
Yeah.
In America right now.
Yeah. Okay, so we're moving on. Next news. The worst news of the week. The news that hit me hard. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt has officially been delayed until February 2015. CD Projekt Red announced the delay in an open letter to both shareholders and fans, where they said that they were delaying it to make sure they achieve what they originally set out to do. They said, "We're sorry to make you wait longer than you or we initially assumed you would. At the same time, we believe the game will prove to be worth the wait and meet the expectations you have of us." So, even though it hurts me that it won't be coming out since it was my most anticipated game, I would much rather them wait as long as necessary to make it the perfect game, because there's a reason it's my most anticipated game. It looks fucking awesome. So if they can make it that way, then wait as long as they need.
We've said that multiple times.
Yeah, just about once a month. Go on, Lou.
Either way, Courtney cried all night.
I did. I did. I didn't even.
And then he found out The Witcher 3 was delayed.
Yeah. Oh, funny. That's good. I was in a midterm on Monday whenever this news broke, and Lou mentioned it in our group chat. And as soon as I got out of my midterm, I saw that news, and I was just like, no! I was so upset. No, this is horrible. I'm really upset. You can tell, can't you? Look into my eyes, Brendan. Can you tell?
They're there.
They're there? Okay.
Then, if I'm following this train correctly, I think then Jason wrote up the article, and I got to review it for him, and told him that he may want to mention how sweet your tears taste.
I think it was Chad who wrote
Chad, someone. Jason, Chad. White names.
White names. Okay, moving on. Brendan, number 3. Well, that was hot.
All right, number 4.
Okay, Hearthstone Heroes of Warcraft has been released for PC and Mac. It's been in various beta stages for the past several months and is not officially available for download.
Is now officially
available for download on Battle.net.
Battle.net.
Well, so you can call it Battle.net.
No, you definitely call it Battle.net.
Yeah, people call it Battle.net.
No,
I'm staying out of this one.
It's totally a thing.
It's Battle.net.
I'm deferring.
I've been a WoW player for like 6 years.
You're not all WoW players though.
No, but I make up the majority.
I'm looking this up actually.
Go ahead.
That'd be a hell of a plot twist.
I'm probably wrong.
If Courtney was all WoW players.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
I can afford all of those subscriptions.
You collectively have had negative sex.
Okay. Moving on.
Bad stereotypes. Oh, so I don't understand why this is news, to be honest, because everyone who wants, Hearthstone has been able to play it at essentially full functionality.
Yeah, I know. It was already playable, and now they're just saying, hey, we're officially releasing it now, even though it's been out there. So
Did they make any changes at all, or did they just go, oh, well, now we're changing the name beta to open, so...
I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember seeing anything about any changes to the actual game, but whatever. Who cares?
Different strokes.
Yeah. Vinegar strokes. Sorry. What? Do you even know what that is, Brendan?
Different strokes for different folks.
Oh, you didn't hear what I said, apparently.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so Lou, number 4.
Angry Birds Epic has been announced. It will be an adventure game with turn-based combat. It will feature a challenging endgame along with a deep crafting system. You can make armor, potions, and weapons through the in-game currency or actual currency. It will be released later this week on the iTunes Store in Canada and Australia, and will be released globally later this year on iOS, Android, and Windows Phone 8.
I don't know about you guys, but I am jonesing for an Angry Birds RPG.
Who hasn't wanted to play a mixture between Skyrim and Angry Birds?
Right?
Yeah.
I could just imagine my little red bird with fucking knight helmet on and a giant longsword, because I use longswords. Or greatsword. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, bastard swords in general. Ooh.
Fuck yeah. I'm going to be an awesome bird.
I've never played Angry Birds.
Well... you should definitely just go play it real quick. Just throw it on Chrome and play it real quick. It's really fun for like the first 5 to 10 levels, and then it just gets to be a little difficult, and then it just becomes too much hassle for what it is. It's just like, whatever, fuck it, not playing this anymore.
When you say that, are you talking about it in the sense that you play all games on easy and it's too much of a hassle for you to have a modicum of challenge?
It legitimately gets hard.
Yeah,
okay.
They start making a real challenge. It gets progressively harder, and then eventually you're just like, you know what? I've tried this mission like 20 or 30 times, and I'm not getting it. I'm over this game, and so you just eventually move on.
My uncle's actually in the top 200 in the world.
I think I made it to like the second stage or something. Like there's, I don't know, were there 20 levels per stage or something like that?
Yeah, about.
I think I made it to like halfway through the second stage, so I made it to like 30 or 40 levels, and then I finally just quit because I just couldn't beat them anymore. Or I don't even remember. It was like 2 or 3 years ago, whenever it was originally released. But are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'm seeing how far I got.
Oh, okay.
Before I quit.
Yeah, so this isn't going to be anything like Angry Birds. This is going to be a completely different game. So would you be interested in playing this, Lou?
It's not that I wasn't. You know what? It's just it's really difficult for me to play games on my iPhone.
Well,
I don't know what it is.
I played it on my computer.
Oh. Maybe then.
Yeah, I added it to my Chrome games or whatever back when Google was pulling that whole gaming thing. I don't even know. It was a few years ago. Whatever. Okay,
and it certainly wasn't worth the $60 investment for those buying the trilogy edition on consoles. So
yeah, no, maybe for kids, like that would have been a good Christmas present for your kids or something. But like I'm talking like
because your kid's a sucker.
5 to 13, not anything older than that. Or maybe if you have a girl in college who plays games. You know how girls in the high school they like reject gaming. They're like, no, it's fucking stupid. And then they get into college and they're like, Pokemon.
Are you kidding? One of the girls in my high school taught me a thing or two about Skyrim.
Well, you went to a different school than me, clearly.
Yes, I did.
So, anyways, moving on.
It was literally the school from Video Game High School.
Oh yeah?
Nope.
No, okay. It's rumored that the PlayStation 4 virtual reality headset will be revealed at GDC next week. This rumor has been going on for quite a while, but the news to this story is that some unnamed developers have said that they have tried the Sony headset and say that the device surpasses the original Oculus Rift dev kit, which the Oculus Rift the dev kit has changed since then, so it's gotten better to adapt for some of the motion sickness stuff. So there's no announcements on whether or not it's kept up with the new one or how different they are or anything like that. But it'll be interesting because the Oculus Rift is for PC, while this will be for home consoles. So this will be for like playing in front of your TV rather than in front of your computer for people who don't have them hooked up to the same device. So that's going to be interesting to see if Sony can pull this off.
I can't wait for it.
I know. I'm interested to see like its comparison to Oculus Rift and to see maybe if they have any of their first parties working with it. See if they have any ideas, any software, anything like that, because at this time there's not a whole lot of anything really known about virtual reality going forward. We know that it's there and that it's starting to pick up, but we don't have a whole lot of applications for it other than like the sex simulator.
And
there's a decent amount of games. They've ported a lot of games. I'm not sure if you're aware. Like you could definitely go on your computer and play Skyrim modded out so that you could use Oculus. You can play Mirror's. Like I watched tons of people play Mirror's Edge, and that's horrifying to watch. Because when you're jumping from building to building, it's crazy. But there's a lot of applications, maybe just not mainstream ones yet.
Yeah, I know you're giving them more credit than what's due. What I'm saying is that they don't have games available to the public yet, since the Oculus Rift isn't an official release yet or anything like that, and neither is the Sony headset. But like what I'm interested in is to see what they're working on. If there will be something that's going to be on release, like whenever the hardware is actually released for sale, however expensive it's going to be, how many games are going to be with it, or how many applications are going to be with it, or what can we do with it? What are their ideas? And like especially when you look at how Sony's been so forward-thinking lately with all of their PlayStation 4 announcements over the past year and all this future-thinking things they're doing, it's like, what kind of things are they going to announce about this? Since, PlayStation Now, we knew that this was coming long in advance, and it's still in the future, and it's this like high-tech software or streaming capability that we have no idea how it'll work. It's like, what kind of ideas did they have for their headset? Do they have some crazy idea cooking up, that they're going to announce it's going to blow everyone away? Like, that's what I'm really interested in. How are we going to use these virtual reality headsets other than just games?
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
Though, truth be told, I see it way more as a Nintendo thing. I'm surprised they're not taking the lead on it, because they're really big with the whole, you've never done any of this shit before, so you have to buy our system.
Well, and not only that, is they're really big with the whole, oh, we don't really want you to use a traditional controller. Here's something else.
Right.
And so that would have been one of them that they could do.
It wouldn't surprise me if the next Nintendo system embraces that a lot more than has been done by consoles so far. However, seeing how they completely botched up the Virtual Boy, and they probably don't want to make any other comparisons to that, they probably won't.
And I was just thinking about Nintendo though, and they're moving forward and everything like that. I don't know. I'm skeptical about Nintendo embracing virtual reality on their next home console, because it is probably only 2 or 3 years out. But like, when I think about it, I think about when the Wii was released. It was released next to the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, which were in HD graphics. And the Wii had shitty standard definition graphics, but they were using motion control, and that was it. So it's like, if Nintendo invests in doing virtual reality, will they fully invest in it? Will they go all out, or are they going to half-ass it and go standard definition virtual reality? Is it going to be as high tech as we want it to be, or do they not want to go that far? I don't know. It just seems weird to think about Nintendo doing it.
As someone who follows up with the history, it would definitely be lower tech than people would want, because historically that's just what Nintendo does. That's how it's always worked. Like Game Boy, the original, was a shitty brick of electronics. Like
it was
compared
awesome,
to that,
though.
Right? Like that was popular for no reason, because alongside it were like a million other things that had like you know, 30, maybe not 32-bit, but definitely like 16-bit graphics and color and everything.
Your quality's dipped like horribly again. Give it about 20 seconds.
Nintendo's had like 100% fail rate pretty much, right?
What?
Those consoles had like a 100% fail rate.
The old Game Boys?
Oh, no, I thought you meant old Nintendos.
Oh, I thought he was talking old Game Boy.
Oh, he was?
I was talking old Game Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, good thing I didn't say that one.
Yeah. Well, yes.
I rescind my comment.
Okay, continue, Lou.
But yeah, as I was saying, they've generally try and use lower quality products to just make more money on the hardware. And I don't think they'd by any means go to standard definition again.
No, that was just that was a horrible example that I was trying to just use to make like I would just, you know, they may use less high tech or less quality material for their device, or, you know, it's just going to be something to where it's not as high tech as the virtual reality headsets we're going to see from other companies. Now maybe I don't know, like the range of motion, like the 360 degrees. Maybe they're going to do something where it's like you can only do it for 180 degrees. You know, it's like you can't completely turn around, but, you know, you can go this far, 90 degrees to the left and 90 degrees to the right, and that's as far as you can go. You know, it could be something like that.
Something like
right.
3 radical 3/2 radians. That's how far you can go.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I have no idea what that means.
Okay.
Moving on. How about that? Britton, got the next one.
Okay. WildStar release date has been revealed. The release date for the upcoming MMO is June 3rd. Standard edition will cost about $60 and includes 30 days of game time, 3 guest passes, and an Elden housing item. The digital deluxe edition will cost about $75 and has all the standard edition stuff, as well as an Elden hoverboard mount and a costume set, player title, and rare green and gold dies. If you pre-order it, you will get access to the WildStar beta next week.
Apparently, green and gold dies are rare in this world. It's like,
because dies are the first thing you want to get.
Yeah, exactly. So for $15 extra, we get a hoverboard, a title, a costume set, and some dies to change the color of our clothes.
How about your hoverboard?
Yeah,
can you change?
Personally, I want the hoverboard, and if we could change it to green and gold, sure, why not?
Yeah,
I'd be rocking a gold hoverboard.
Yeah. Now, like, I've been interested in WildStar ever since it was announced, because it looks interesting, looks different from all the other MMOs in a way, basically because of its art style. But $60 and then a monthly subscription, I'm just like, oh man, you're gonna have to be fucking special for me to do that. I don't know, like, I don't know, a new MMO that you're gonna have to pay monthly on to cost $60 on release is gonna be hard. Like, I could see Elder Scrolls doing it because of its name, Elder Scrolls.
It's like a brand that people recognize.
Exactly.
And want to play.
So they can charge you $60 and a monthly subscription. But for a brand new title, WildStar, that everybody has, like, you know, everyone's skeptical about. Nobody really knows if it's going to be great. Although the beta is about to start, so people are going to start talking about it a shitload. I don't know. It's interesting, but I don't think I'm buying into it right off the bat. I may eventually, this summer, whenever I run out of games. But yeah. And have you guys looked up anything on WildStar yet?
Nope.
I've heard slight rumors, but I haven't been interested since I can't afford it.
Yeah, it's true. You should really get a job.
Oh, I tried, but you see, I don't have any previous work experience, so I can't get work experience.
Well, you just have to apply everywhere. That's how. My previous work experience was applying to all of these jobs that didn't give me the job.
I have plenty of experience filling out applications, sir. Trust me.
Lou, finish us off.
Oh, I was going to quote Always Sunny, but I guess never mind. Finishing off, The Last Guardian is still in development. Product development head for Sony, Scott Rode, told Colin Moriarty of IGN that it is absolutely in the mix and will be released when it's the best possible product it can be. I actually heard rumors, and by rumors I mean speculation, pure speculation, from the IGN, I think the Beyond team, where they believe that The Last Guardian was going to be released with the PS4 Vita bundle that they also speculated on.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm glad to hear that it's still coming, uh, but yeah, it's worrying that it hasn't come so long. I have to imagine there's development issues if they just keep putting it off.
Yeah, see, okay. What is Team Eco? Is that, are they a first party? I don't remember.
I think so. I can't remember The Last Guardian coming out for
Yeah.
anyone else.
Well, no, that's not my point. I'm asking if they were just the first party for Sony because I for some reason I can't remember off the top of my head, which is stupid. I should be able to remember this. If they are, then obviously when they were developing the game for PlayStation 3, eventually, after running into snag after snag after snag and knowing that it was going to be a while before it was released, Sony is like, hey, we're making the PlayStation 4. Why don't you just make it for the PlayStation 4? So that they probably had to restart the entire process of making this game and make it for the PlayStation 4 instead, because they probably wanted to make it better since the capabilities of the PlayStation 4 were going to be, tenfold the PlayStation 3. And so they've probably just been redoing everything, making it bigger and better and redesigning things that's what I assume is going on right now. Which,
By the way,
what?
I just looked it up, and yes, it is. It says that it's a part of SCE Japan Studios.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was SCE. Yep. Because that's they also developed fucking that Gravity Rush and other games like that. I don't even remember. But
They
anyways,
made Mario, right?
no. You fucking threw me off my train of thought. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so probably 2 or 3 years ago they had to restart the process, and now they're back in their original development process or development time and everything. And so honestly, they're probably looking at it like, hey, we're developing it still on schedule, because they had to restart it and everything like that. This is all speculation, obviously. I have no idea. But it just seems like that would make sense to me. And it seems like it'll probably have like an end of 2015 or beginning of 2016 release, in my opinion. Which is still giving it 2 or 3 years.
I like that opinion.
We have a question about The Last Guardian from Jake on Facebook. He says, The Last Guardian, is it still relevant or is it to the point where no one cares?
I would say no one cares about the news until they announce that it's coming.
People care about it when it's announced. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, clearly people care if everyone's still pestering them about it. That's showing that there's still a lot of want for this game, and so until it comes out, people are going to beg for it. And I think at this point, there's so much hype for the game that if it sucks, it's going to destroy that team. They've spent so much time and money on it, and if they put out a horrible game, that may be another reason why they're delaying it. They're just like, oh my god, we've got to make this perfect. It can't have any fuck-ups.
If only the people who made Duke Nukem thought about that.
Yeah, if only. Fucking Duke Nukem. Okay, so that wraps up the news from nowhere. It sounds like Lou's mic is about to dip in quality again. We can hear some fuzz coming through. Some fuzz. Let's move into our listener questions.
What about our topic of the week?
We don't have a topic of the week. We're just going to move into listener questions. We're not going to do some random tweet you have.
No, it's not. It's about the whole ordeal.
Oh, you didn't say that was going to be a topic. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it.
I thought it was going to be on the news, but...
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I'm not going to put a gamer score on the news.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, somebody's about to hit a milestone for Xbox Live.
Okay.
Raycock's fourth is about to hit 1 million gamer score.
Okay. When did he start? Like when the Xbox started putting out achievements, or like do you have any updated list numbers? Like how many games he's beat, how many games he's 1,000 scored, what all he's done, anything like that? I
know he's been working about 8 years and maybe near 4 months.
Yeah, that's when the PlayStation, or that was when the Xbox 360 was released,
yep.
2006.
Yep. And as of last night, he hit about 998,600 gamer score, and within the past 15 minutes, he's hit 999,065 gamer score.
Damn.
So he says he's expecting that by 12 o'clock, he's going to hit 1 million.
And you said that I was obsessed with games that to an unhealthy amount or whatever you said a little bit ago.
Well, I'm saying if you played 18 hours a day, that's slightly unhealthy.
I don't play 18 hours a day.
Well, unless you get $10 billion, but...
Well, yeah. Still. Well, that's interesting. That's I hope he hits it, because that'll be a good milestone. That'll be a record, you know?
He doesn't buy those games, right? He like a lot of people just send him games at this point.
Probably.
I'm sure that fucking Microsoft sends him games now. He's probably like how people get review copies and stuff like that earlier, and promotional copies of stuff. He probably gets that kind of stuff. Probably gets paid to play.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
or else that's a huge...
Or he's just rich as fuck off his parents' money.
Trust fund, baby.
Are you sure a trust fund would be able to do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so questions. Here's a question from Sean on Facebook. He says, "What is the hardest trophy or achievement you have got?" I can't. Okay. I got two of them. Two of them come to mind. One of them was from Final Fantasy 13-2, and it was to kill every monster in the game. So that fucking sucked. That was a long ass grind. The other one was from Halo Reach, maybe it was ODST. I don't remember, one of them. It was like you have to assassinate a brute from falling
while you're in Halo Reach,
while you're falling or whatever, like 300 feet or some crazy shit. So there was only one spot in the game you could do it.
Fall or assassinate an elite while falling from a height that would normally kill you.
Yeah, exactly. And so there was only one spot in the game you could do it. And so I looked up the videos for it, and I kept trying it, and I tried it for days and weeks upon time. Just retrying it over and over and over, jumping off this fucking cliff and totally missing the elite or brute or whatever below me, just flying over him and dying. And then even the fucking, I did it like 10 times, and it didn't count. The achievement never popped on those times because some little part of it just in the code or whatever just messed up. And oh god, I was so pissed. But that was probably the hardest I've ever got. So.
I'm what you would call not good at achievements.
Yeah.
And so...
Achievement not whore?
Yeah. I've only 100%ed 2 games.
Okay.
Or,
Skyrim? Which was your hardest in Skyrim, then?
That would probably be acquiring all 15 Daedric items.
Ooh, yeah. That's a collection one. I hate collection stuff.
That's also hard for me because you had to do some evil stuff.
Oh,
I was so sad.
So morally, it was hard for you.
Yeah, I almost had to eat a dude.
Oh god!
And he was a nice guy.
I can't ruin him.
I can't feast on him.
Lou, what about you?
You know what? I really can't remember a good most of my
Mile High Club?
trophy. Yeah.
You played Ni no Kuni, correct?
I did.
How many trophies did you get in that? Do you know, like a percentage or anything?
I have no clue on my percentage.
Do you know? Did you ever look at the trophy?
Wait,
guide
do you know
how
what?
hard some of them were?
No. 1 second. I'm gonna actually pull it up on my PlayStation app.
Well, point being is my buddy just platinumed Ni no Kuni. I was like, oh my god, I can't even imagine doing that because some of those trophies were like hardcore grinding trophies, like catch 300 of the familiars and max out your familiar stats and get all these 3% drop items and stuff like that. I was like, oh my god, there's no way I'm going to take the time to do all of this.
Right. Okay. So just going off of, let's see, Ni no Kuni, I'm at 28%. So that's nowhere close.
They're
the
hard.
one that made my eyes bleed, just like how long it took me to do it, and it's not because it's too difficult, because a lot of people have this platinum, but I platinuming Resogun.
Oh yeah.
Trying to get the 15 times multiplier required so much effort. And I remember I had it down to a science at some point, but I would get right up to I guess 14%, 14 times percent multiplier, and I would lose it. I'd get hit by one stray bullet, and I'd want to kill myself. There were times where I was about to break the controller on my brand new PS4 just because of this game, and spent hours doing it too.
Yeah, I thought about platinuming Resogun, but Yeah, I'm not good at those games, not at all. But anyways, moving on. From Dennis on Facebook, he says, or he asks, how long do you think this current gen will last? Considering the last gen lasted how long it did, do you think the consoles are powerful enough to last that long?
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah? You think so?
Yeah, why not?
No, I don't know. I'm just asking. What about you, Lou?
I think they're powerful enough.
Okay, how long do you think it'll last? Do you think it will last a full 8-year cycle, or do you think it'll be shorter?
The reason why I'm gonna say at most 8 years is because the developers just get bored at some point. They want new hardware to work on.
Yeah.
Like, I think we could have kept going on with the PS3 ad nauseum, but truth be told, the industry was ready to move on, just because people want new things to work on.
I agree. It reignites the fire or whatever, and people need that. So,
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this generation is going to last as long. I think it's going to be a 5-year generation, and we're going to that's when we're going to hear about the next one, or that's when it's going to be released. So I'm guessing 2018 or 19 is when we're going to start hearing about the next one. But just because I think that hardware is going to advance farther than we can imagine, like it kind of did in the past, several years. Just because did you see the Sony, the new Blu-ray discs that they're working on with like the 300 gigabyte to a terabyte on one disc?
Yeah.
Your quality's dipping again, but I could just imagine like what they could do with that. I can't. Oh my god, that's incredible to think about.
Why would
Huge
you need that
games.
much storage though?
Why not? The better we get with technology, the smaller devices we can put more space on. Like that opens up the world for other technological advances in this virtual space that we have.
Right. I like the implication that may mean that physical games aren't disappearing anytime soon.
Yeah, true. Good point. I didn't even think about it from that point of view, even though I was kind of subconsciously imagining it. Whatever.
Right.
From Adam on Facebook, he asked, "What are your thoughts on game delays?" We've established this several times. We've talked about it a lot.
Yeah, we hate them.
God, Adam.
Just release them. God.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement that delays are okay as long as they're making the game better, and it's not some superficial fake delay for some reason. Whatever.
All the cool games are getting delays, so I want to do it.
Yeah.
Let's delay this podcast.
Oh, we did. From Ryan on Facebook, he asked, has the wait for Infamous become harder since Titanfall came out? I want to answer this first. No. First of all, I was busy with midterms all week, so it's not like I've had time to notice anything coming out. Second of all, I don't have an Xbox One or PC that I want to play Titanfall on. Third, there's only 10 days after after Titanfall came out for when Infamous comes out. Now there's only 8 days. Fourth, I still have to play Tales of Symphonia and Tales of Symphonia 2, basically, and then Final Fantasy at 10 and 10-2 come out next week.
And Fable
and
1.
And then, I can play that whenever. And then fucking Infamous comes out the end of next week. So yeah, I'm fucking set. Titanfall has not changed anything on Infamous. It's coming out in 8 days, and I can't fucking wait. It's going to be awesome, but Titanfall has not changed my mind on it. Or made it any harder.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not interested in Titanfall.
Yeah.
We went over this before, but it's not anything that appeals to me or the types of game that I play. I think I'd probably enjoy playing it. I just have no need to go out and pick it up right now, or pick up an Xbox One for that matter. That being said, I'm also not overly excited for Infamous at the moment. And the reason why is because within the past week or two, I trucked through Infamous and Infamous 2, which are both fantastic games.
Yes, they are.
However, I wanted to catch up on the story, because I'm going to be the one reviewing Infamous Second Son, and I am so Infamous out at the moment. Like, my head exploded yesterday when I saw the ending to Infamous 2, and I just don't even know how to handle things.
You definitely should have done that like a month ago, and not now.
I'm giving myself I'm gonna play like mind-numbing Pokemon and Animal Crossing until it comes
Okay.
out.
And Star Wall.
It's
And
terrible.
Star Wall,
For
absolutely
Brendan.
Star Wall.
Okay, and we're gonna skip your answer because you're not playing either.
Oh, of course not. Was it ever a question that I would?
Nope. Okay, so I didn't understand this one, but I put it on here just for the hell of it. From Terrail. I don't know how to pronounce that. Terrail or Terrail, whatever. Sorry for mispronouncing your name.
T-Dog.
He said, yeah, T-Dog. He said
Oh,
he just
he died.
said lack of confirmed titles between Second Son and Destiny. So I ended up adding and discuss the lack of confirmed titles between Second Son and Destiny. And so the reason I don't understand this is because there is not a lack of games coming out between then.
List them for me.
Wolfenstein comes out in May. So does what was the game that we talked about last week? Balls. I can't remember all the fucking games anymore. It was just announced. Oh, Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs and Wolfenstein come out within a week of each other in May. That's all I can remember off the top of my head. But anyway,
So those are it.
so that 2 months after Infamous, that's two more big titles coming out, and then what? That's 4 months later. That's when Destiny comes out. So it's not like there's like nothing in a 6 month time span.
I mean, that's saying that there's 2 games out in a 6 month. I understand his question that there's the stereotypical summer drought, and there's always a summer drought because everyone wants to release games during the holidays, during the spring, and during the fall.
And before the before the fiscal year ends in the spring. But what I'm getting at is he's saying lack of confirmed titles between 2 games. If there are 2 games coming out between, that is exactly as many as between those 2. What I'm wondering is if the 2 games that come out between them he's just not interested in. If he's just like, oh, maybe Watch Dogs isn't his game, or maybe Wolfenstein isn't his game, or whatever games may be announced for being released in that time period. Maybe those aren't his. Or Final Fantasy 14, that's also coming out. That's coming out in April. That's 3 games right there. Not 14, sorry.
15. 15?
No, 14. A Realm Reborn. It's being.
Oh, okay. Well, that's out. That's been out.
Yeah, but it's on PS3 and PC. It's not on PS4. Everyone's excited for the PS4 version.
It's going to be the same thing.
Yeah, but still, it's a title on PS4 that's not currently out.
All right.
But yeah, so I don't know. It's whatever. And there will be more confirmed eventually.
Right. We're still waiting for E3. Like, we might just see a downpour of games when E3 comes along.
GDC next week.
And,
we could see
and GDC. However, I feel the pain. I understand. I'm a Nintendo guy. I know what it feels like to have a game released every month or 2 and just rely on that game for a while. And it's rough during those times, especially when you don't have a lot on the system so
Isn't
far.
Mario Kart coming out?
Yeah, we have
Again?
actually tomorrow we have Yoshi coming out. Mario Kart's coming out sometime. I want to say April.
I thought it was May, but I may be
April or May. And then we really don't know what's happening, so we're waiting for E3.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
They keep us in the dark.
Okay, so from sorry, I just totally spaced. From Dennis again. Let's go back to Dennis. He says, do you still think that the DRM, Connect required and blocking used games for the Xbox One is a good policy? Because it seems that people did not have a lot against it. I think this was in response to your post you had last week or whenever that was.
Yeah, it was before I did that. There was a large argument I was having with Sean Messler.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember.
The 100, 200 comment argument on either the Unlocked or the Beyond page, where I was defending the DRM policy. And I eventually wrote an article, and if you have time, go check out that article because I'm really proud of it. It's like my baby. But essentially what I talked about was how the DRM policies and the policy to sell used games, not even talking about the family plan because I think that's a fairy tale, all those what we saw as restrictive policies, I saw as giving us rights over our digital content, which we don't have right now, and that would be
Quality's
fantastic.
dipping. Quality's dipping. Oh, so anyways, we'll just gloss over that and say yes. Definitely go check out that article. It was really
check out Lose Baby.
It was very, very in depth. It was a good argument. And in my opinion, do I think that it was a good policy? I think that it was a forward-thinking policy. I think that these are policies that are going to eventually take place, and Microsoft was just trying to make it take place now, and consumers aren't ready for it. So, which I'm one of those consumers. I wasn't ready for it. I was like, wow, this sucks. I don't want this at all. But it's going to happen.
I was one of those consumers too, though. Is my mic working now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, originally when it came out, I was one of those people like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Even though I buy all digital to begin with, I still thought it was ridiculous. And the more I thought about it and, just dwelled on the topic, the more I kind of changed my mind about it. I guess I'm a very revisionist in that matter. But, yeah, I think we really don't know enough about it to hate it. And... yeah, so read my article.
Okay, so we have two video game movie related questions here. First one is from Jake. He says, "Need for Speed, is it another crappy video game turned film, or finally one worth seeing?" I obviously haven't seen it, or not obviously, but I haven't seen it. I don't think either of you guys have you?
Nah. All I know is that it's like the guy who played Jesse Pinkman's
Aaron Paul.
in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Just because Aaron Paul's in it, that makes it worth seeing. But anything, I have no idea how the movie's going to be. I haven't even seen trailers for it. I know they're out everywhere. I've just turned off by anything racing anymore. Because what was it? Fast and the Furious used to be my shit. And then after 3 of them came out, I just totally lost it. I was just like, oh, there's another Fast and the Furious. Then the next year, oh, there's another Fast and the Furious. Oh, there's another Fast and the Furious.
And even the makers
I just can't watch it.
Got bored with it enough that they just called it Fast 5.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that you got furious about how fast they came out?
Gosh.
Oh, he just beat you. Lou wins the war or the battle, but has he won the war? So I don't know. Do you guys think it's worth seeing?
Nah.
No.
Well, I'm not gonna see it.
You're not gonna see it. Yeah. What about you, Lou?
I'm not going to see it because I really don't like going to movie theaters.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan anymore.
I used to work at one, and I got to see movies for free, and I don't like the fact that I don't get to see movies for free anymore.
Excellent. Okay, the second movie-related question is from Sean, who is actually one of our writers. It was a really, really long question, talking about how Sony is set to release 5 movies based on gaming franchises. And then he listed some of them, and then he said... what Sony exclusive and non-exclusive game would you select for their final film to make? What type would it be, like animated or live action? And it has to be from Sony, and it can't be the one from Sony can't be an Uncharted movie, and it can't be a movie related to another movie that's already been released, such as Final Fantasy VII, Mortal Kombat, or Tomb Raider. So the one movie, Sony side, we can't make an Uncharted, and then the other movie, we can't make anything that's already been made somewhere.
Well, that takes away the obvious.
Yeah. My movie, I am going to go with Ni no Kuni.
Ooh.
I think that's
already a movie. I already consider that a movie. It
technically is. It's fucking beautiful. And I would just go ahead and have Studio Ghibli fucking go ahead and animate it. Just make it animated. I don't think it would be very good
Have you seen the new Studio Ghibli movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take.
I've heard
Do you know what? I thought that I thought mine was gonna win, but that might actually win. I was gonna say make a Journey silent film.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Isn't the game basically like that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, duh. Come on now.
The game's 2 hours. Why not just put the gameplay footage up?
Another option for me would be White Knight Chronicles, the second one, which has just the first and second one on it. I don't think it would be a good animated film, but I think it would be an excellent live action film or live action TV series because it's got all the fantasy and magic and stuff and dragons and swords and stuff, and it's got a crazy story to it. So I think if there was the right writer was on it and right producer or whatever, they could make it into a pretty cool series or movie. But yeah, what about you, Brendan?
Resogun: The Revenge.
Resogun: The Revenge. Would it be animated or live action?
Live action, of course.
Star Wars-esque from the 80s.
Yeah.
Save all humans.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a good one. I like it.
The day the Earth still rotated.
Okay, now non-Sony exclusive.
Oh, what about Crash Bandicoot the movie though?
Oh, that would be
All right,
cool.
moving on. Non-Sony.
Non-Sony.
Does it have to not be on a Sony console, or is it just non-Sony exclusive?
Not Sony exclusive, and not already been made into any movie of any sort.
Okay.
That's a good one. Fallout? Ooh, that could be interesting.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, I would too. Fallout could be interesting. I think it would be better as live action than it would animated.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Spec Ops: The Line.
Ooh, that's good. It's good. You just crossed the line.
That would be a beautiful, beautiful movie, war movie, like action movie with some deep thinking stuff to it. I'm down for that.
I think Dead Space has been made. Yeah, Dead Space has a movie. Damn it.
Wait, Dead Space is a movie?
Yeah, it has an animated movie. Like
what? Oh, okay.
Extinction or
no, I don't care
something
anymore.
Fall or I don't remember.
Got my hopes up and dashed them.
Yeah.
Call of Duty?
No.
Isn't that every war movie?
Maybe BioShock, the original BioShock, or let's see, Dishonored. That would be a good one.
I love Braid somehow, like as an animated movie.
Braid?
You guys never played Braid, did you?
No.
Nope.
Oh, you should definitely try it. It's an awesome, crazy indie game.
I think Borderlands would be an excellent animated series.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Because it has so much humor. That'd be a funny like an Adult Swim or a Comedy Central cartoon.
They could just follow Handsome Jack around.
I think it'd probably be a lot better as animated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be really good as animated. Some kind of
I'd watch
cartoon. Yeah, it would be funny.
I would pay $10 to watch.
Okay, let's move on. That'll be all the questions we answered. We answered a shitload of questions this week. So let's move on. What are you guys playing right now?
Mass Effect 1.
Mass Effect 1. Ooh, going back to the classic.
Yeah, I'm going to go through all three.
The whole trilogy. Do you have the trilogy set, or do you have them individually? Yeah. So you have some of the DLC.
My friends, he got me the second and third because he is making me play them.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna start my first character and just port them all the way through.
Yeah, that's the good way to do it. That's what I did. You're gonna have to tell me what you think about all of them after you've played them all.
Oh, from the couple hours I played of the first one, it's amazing.
Yeah, the first one is amazing.
I don't like
the first one.
I don't like running around because it's slow as crap.
Yeah, well, you'll have to get over that because that happens in all of them. But yeah, it's interesting. You have a lot of gameplay ahead of you. Those games are like 30 to 40 hours. And you have to play all three of them, and then that's if you don't play the DLC either, because those add even more hours.
I really want to play the DLC.
You should. It's good. I'm currently playing Tales of Symphonia. I had to take the weekend off from gaming because I had to study for midterms, so I'm hoping to get back into it hardcore tomorrow night. I can't wait. Actually, not tomorrow night. It'll have to be Friday night. I have class tomorrow night. Balls! Lou, what are you playing?
I just finished playing everything. Like I was juggling so many games.
You're always juggling games. You should play one game at a time, bro.
It's so difficult for me. It meant like I'm just jumping around at different locations. Like I have my PS3 at my girlfriend's place, and I have the PS4 home, and I could have the 3DS with me wherever I go. So it's always difficult for me to stick to one game. However, let's see. Played Infamous 2. I beat both of those last week. Good endings, because when I played them both originally, I did bad ending because I don't like continuity in video games. Then I'm still playing through Pokemon, and let me tell you, I didn't know that it would ever be a real problem, but there are too many Pokemon. As a Pokemon fan, like I try and go and actually catch them all because I like to think of myself as a Ash Ketchum of sorts. But
You mean you fail like pretty much every single championship?
oh, do you know what? That's also true. I've started watching the series on Netflix, and he doesn't in the first however many badges, he doesn't win one badge. It's incredible.
Oh yeah, he's a total
They just
wimp.
give it to him. Yeah, they just give it to him. They're like, "Oh, well, you helped us solve this small issue, and you made me laugh, so here's your badge." Anyway,
have you seen the Egoraptor Pokemon
Oh
videos?
gosh, dang it!
There's the one where he fixes the light in Brock's gym, and because he fixes the power of the light or whatever, Brock's like, "Here, you can just have the badge since you
That's
helped."
such a sad ending.
Or
though.
whatever. I know,
Poor
right?
Brock.
And Ash is all like, "Oh, yay!
I defeated you.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear it on my jacket." And Brock's like, "No, don't wear it out in public like that. You need to put it in your badge case." And he's like, "No, I won. I'm gonna wear it wherever I want." And Brock's like, "No, please, you didn't beat me."
We're gonna go through the entire synopsis.
No, I was just going through the badge part. You just really want me to get to where Ash fucks his girlfriend.
No, I
don't
want you to not talk about that.
Well,
I
it
hate
happened.
that.
It just happened.
I hated that part. Poor Brock.
Sorry.
Okay, but yeah, seriously, there are too many Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm right now. There's still 8 badges, but I think I'm just finished the second badge, or I'm right before it. I currently have like 80 Pokemon. I don't know what to do with them. Like I like training all of them together, but I have too many, and they don't stop coming. So I don't know what to do with it. I'm a little too obsessed.
And then once you do that, it's really hard to find the Pokemon you want in your like storage boxes.
Dude,
right.
I just store them all and don't even think about them again.
That's what I started doing. I can't even bother with it. I've run out of money, and it's really difficult to run out of money if you're good at playing Pokemon. Like I've run out of money on Pokeballs just because of how much I have to buy.
But, like after the first few gyms, like you don't even think about your money, usually.
Right.
We're not talking about loot here.
On Steam, I'm playing. I finished beating Papers, Please. And I'm working on Teslagrad, which is really, really good. Like I can tell it's good. I'm just not good at it.
I know several games like that. So.
And I feel bad because I'm interviewing Rain Studios, everyone. And if you have any questions, send them to me, and I'll ask them. But I wanted to beat this game before I sent them any of my questions in case any of it, was about the game. And I can't get far in the game, and I feel terrible about it. Like I'm not used to being bad at games, but this weird mix of like puzzle, platforming, and whatever, it just requires way too much thinking for me. And in a very good way.
Okay, so moving on to the game releases this week. On PlayStation 3, Atelier Etcha and Logi, I don't even know. Like, I know the Atelier games have weird names, so this is just another one of them. But Alchemist in the Dusk Sky, that has come out. Dark Souls 2 and Vessel. Out of those, I've heard Dark Souls 2 is pretty amazing. I've heard it's pretty awesome. I'm not a Dark Souls fan because I don't like hard games, but
Because death.
Yeah, so whatever. On PlayStation 4, Towerfall Ascension and
Titanfall?
Yeah. On PlayStation
Same
4,
thing.
Titanfall Ascension. No, Towerfall Ascension, which I know a lot of people are really excited about. That's been one of the really highly anticipated indie games coming out on PlayStation 4. I watched somebody play it on live stream last night, and it looks pretty fun. It reminds me a lot of like Joust and a bunch of old arcade games, so it looks pretty cool. And then Putty Squad comes out also on PlayStation 4, which I have no idea what the fuck that is. Okay, whatever, I'll add this to it.
You download Silly Putty.
Oh, really? No. I don't think so. Is that it?
Yeah.
We should make that. Okay, on Vita, Fort Defense North Menace. Yeah, I don't know.
Tower defense game?
I have no idea. All right, Brandon, what comes out on the boxes of X?
Constant C and Dark Souls 2.
Wait, on which Xbox?
Xbox 360.
Ah, okay.
On Xbox One, Titanfall.
Titanfall?
Yes.
Did you say Titanfall?
Yes.
Titanfall.
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 Yeah, that one.
The Titans are falling from the sky?
Oh god, I hope not.
No.
Let's note, by the way, that we don't really dislike Titanfall.
No, not at all.
We're sure that it's a fantastic
We
game.
just like being dumb.
we're pissed off. We don't have an Xbox to play it.
Pretty much. It'd be nice if we did, but we don't. So, all right, Lou. What comes out on the other consoles? Of
All
sorts?
right. For PC, we have Towerfall. We have Titanfall Ascension. We have Towerfall. 1954 Alcatraz, and Hearthstone, if you really want to count that. Wii U, we have Citizens of Earth, and I've never heard of this. Yeah, you're making this up. Okay. 3DS is Cube Tactics, which I've seen, and Yoshi's New Island, which is dropping tomorrow, and I'm afraid that might not actually be too good.
Oh, really?
I don't know. They have an embargo that's like up to the date.
Oh no.
And Nintendo's been very good with like, we know our games are awesome, so release it whenever you want to. And they're not doing it with this game. So my guess is we're seeing it in the 6s or 7s.
Oh no, that sucks.
Yoshi's Island was so fun.
So she said.
What? No.
What?
I don't know. I have no
Courtney...
idea. I'm getting tired, guys. It's fucking almost 10 o'clock. Sorry. Okay, so that wraps up episode 24 of the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast. Remember, we record every Wednesday and release every Thursday. If you want to find our podcast, you can go to middleofnowheregaming.com, or you can go find us on iTunes or your local whatever podcast catcher that you all have. We have the link somewhere on our website. You can find it there. middleofnowheregaming.com. Again, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. Middle of Nowhere Gaming Mong on Facebook and at Mong Podcast on Twitter. Be sure to check out the website for all of our updated blogs and news and reviews and previews and all of that good stuff. We have shitloads of stuff going up every day. Seems like some days are slower than others, but whatever. And you could find us all on Twitter personally. You could find myself at Osborne_2009. You could find Brendan at
Brendan Jester.
And you can find Lou at
Lou Cantaldi.
And you can find us all on our favorite consoles, our consoles of choice. You can find me on PSN at Osborne2009. You can find Brendan on Xbox Live at
It Wasn't Me 00.
And you can find Lou on PSN at
King Louie Trip, and you can find me at Nintendo Network as just King Louie. And if you have Steam, it's LM Cantaldi too. I have so many things.
I could technically list all of mine too, but I don't really care about all the other ones. It's like
I hang out on these different places.
I am a console whore.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're just
Anyways,
a regular whore.
I am just a regular whore. Thank you, Brendan. That's how we're gonna end this week. I'm just a regular whore. All right. Talk to you all again next week.
Bye.
Bye. Mong.
What if you get like whiskey dick?
If you're bad at it, then you will.
We're not talking about whiskey. We're talking about wine. No one gets wine dick.
Wine dick.
Welcome to the Wine Dick Podcast.
Oh shit.
God damn it, that's going to be a quote now.
Yeah, I know.